So there's about a million survival guides out there about university life and how to survive it. All the topics are covered, everything from fashion sense at university to surviving freshers week to studying effectively, how to be independent, how to survive on your own. I know they're the same thing, but there's two different ones. How to live properly, how to eat well, how to make friends, how to budget properly, how to live effectively on your own. There's a lot out there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to cover any of that. Well, not in the way that you think anyway. In this series, I'm going to take some ideas, some concepts at university, and pick them apart and criticise them and tell you guys the real truth behind it. Sometimes I might exaggerate, sometimes I might just be purposely awkward. So the best thing to start off with, in my head, is social awkwardness. Now, everyone would have experienced this at some point. When you go out into the world, something happens and you're completely embarrassed and you don't know what to do and you're at a loose end. University's full of them. Most people have the worry of not making enough friends at university, and that's completely understandable. Most people are going from a place where they've lived for their whole life, having the same circle of friends, living in the same surroundings, and now they're going to be dumped somewhere completely new, which the lifestyle change could be massive, especially if you're going, say, from the countryside to the city centre, like me, or if you're going from the city to a campus university maybe, where it's more like a community feel and everyone knows everyone, and it's hard no matter what you do. But one thing that everyone fails to consider is the social awkwardness that comes around with university. Don't be worried about making friends. Every single person at university is in the same situation as you. And now, what that means is that everyone is on edge. Everyone wants to make friends with everyone. And it's almost like, I don't know, everyone's had happy pills and they're coming up to you and talking about anything and everything to be your friend. It's one of the strangest situations that you'll ever be in your life. You'll never have another situation like it. So, of course, embrace it to everything, make loads of friends, meet loads of people. But I warn you now, you're going to have to take some sort of course in memory enhancement or something. Is that an actual thing? Powerful memory enhancement. Top scientific secrets. Who is it for? Anyone looking to improve their memory regardless of age. They are, guys, top tip, take this online memory course before you go to university. The amount of people that you're going to meet and forget the names of and forget what course they're doing, it's going to be unbelievable. Almost every single day you might meet someone new to talk to, someone new to remember their name, what course, where they're from. And it just gets so overwhelming that you're going to forget everything almost. And so, although it's good to make friends, it's that awkward situation that arises. For instance now, let's say that you've had Freshers Week, and in Freshers Week you pretty much go out every day, out drinking, there's always a party on, there's always an event on, and you've probably met, at least 100 people, said hello to everyone, everyone's dead sociable, it's all lovely. But a week later, you're walking down the street, and you recognise someone's face, but you haven't got a clue from where from. You're trying to rack your brain, or where are they from, where do I recognise their face? And you can see them coming towards you. About to speak, about to shake your hand or whatever, and you can't remember a thing about them. Now, if this situation arises, you've got one of three options to take, really. So, option one is to give them that awkward smile or awkward nod that everyone knows. You know what I'm on about. And in that way, there's no communication involved. There's just a recognition of, I know you from somewhere, I'm not too sure where, but I'm going to take it. Yeah, so it's that recognition of, I know you from somewhere. Third time lucky. So it's that recognition of, I know you from somewhere, but I don't know where, so don't speak to me, and we'll just carry on with our lives like nothing happened. Frig my life. Right, I think we're done. Where was I? Yeah, so that's option number 1. Now, number 2. Now, this is the risky one. If you have a sort of recollection, oh yeah, I do know you, I think your name's this name, then you can go with it and risk it. This one's a bit awkward in case you get any bit of information wrong. So the name's the worst, but then if you get the course or where they're from, and they know it about you, that's the worst situation to arise. I don't know how some people do it. So yeah, if they remember your name and what you're doing, then that just means you're a bad person, and you should remember theirs. So option number 2 is the risky one, but then if they don't remember your name or whatever, then it's alright because you've both done it. It's just that risk of whether they know or not. And then option number 3 is to come clean. You walk up to them, introduce and say, look, I remember your face, where have I seen you before? And usually that's alright because more often than not, then they don't really understand themselves, they just recognise you too. The amount of conversations I've had with people like, oh, I know you from somewhere, but where? Yeah. So if option 3 comes up, that's usually the best option to go with. Unless you're having a particularly antisocial day, then option 1 is the one to go with. I don't understand how some people can remember. I think last week I saw someone for the first time. I saw someone I hadn't seen in ages, and obviously I had this situation arise, and I was like, oh, I recognise them, but I don't know where from. So I gave the sort of, I couldn't even remember their name, and yet they knew me, and they said, oh, have you done that essay for marketing or whatever? So obviously they're on my course. That just made everything 10 times worse. I didn't know the name, I didn't know they were on my course. So what I'll say to you guys is, don't even think about making friends. That's not a worry. The worry is remembering all their names, remembering everything they've told you, and remembering where you've met them before. So just remember that socially awkward smile can get you out of these situations in university. Another thing to remember is that this situation continues for the majority of the year. Now, if you think that after the first week everyone's going to become antisocial and not speak to you, then you're absolutely wrong. That's not to say that I wouldn't. I would still go up to someone and speak to them if I was in that situation. But it's just the point of, don't be coming to university and thinking that you're not going to make friends. If you go out to events, or even introduction lectures, people in your accommodation, there's plenty of chances to make friends. But just don't forget their names. The worst bit of all is actually when you've met someone on a night out. Now, this is because it depends on how drunk the other person is and how drunk you are. Whoever was the least drunk often remembers more. So you could have a full conversation with someone telling them your whole life story and not remember it. You'll speak to absolutely anyone in university because everyone's just so talkative, they're all so welcoming, and if you come to university with that right mindset, then you're going to make loads of friends. You just have to remember all their names. But I suppose it's, what would you rather? Come to university and make no friends, or have to give a few people that awkward smile and nod? These videos are just short, as to be taken as a bit of fun. I obviously remember all my friends' names. So just come to university, have a bit of fun, and just remember that smile. That's it guys, I'll see you next time. Remember to like, comment and subscribe down below, and also check out our social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.